I mean, it's tiring to read this stuff out, because I think in the time I've been doing this job, there's been I'm sure I remember years ago reading a story where someone had had to commit 6 offences before they even saw the inside of a prison cell. And here we are, career criminals with more than 100 previous convictions are being spared jail. In more than 4,000 such cases since 2007, offenders have avoided prison. The proportion walking free from court has quadrupled in the last 16 years, with an average of 5 a week being spared jail each of the past 10 years. So this is the Ministry of Justice data. This is, by the way, this is the most comprehensive analysis of its kind. So this isn't like something that was just been cobbled down by some moody journo on the back of a fag packet. This is the real deal. It shows that offenders with more than 50 previous convictions have been spared jail in more than 50,000 cases since 2007. You know, people go, well, jail doesn't work. Well, clearly, the thing that really doesn't work, a non-custodial sentence, you've got 50 offences. 50 offences. Even if each one of them isn't what you'd call a major offence, and in fact, I take umbrage with that, because every offence is a bad offence, right? And there's usually someone that suffers to varying degrees as a result of it. But presumably, if you've got 50 convictions, each time you were either given, some sort of community order, some sort of voluntary work, you were given a bit of a fine. Clearly, the non-custodial stuff demonstrably doesn't work. The number of career criminals avoiding jail has gone from 1,289 in 2007, career criminals, people do this for a living, to 3,325 in 2023. These follow warnings by Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, in the wake of recent riots, that a soft approach to justice has led to too many people feeling as though crime has no consequences. You think? At the same time, a woman yesterday went to jail for what she wrote on Facebook. Now, what she wrote was particularly grim, nasty, racist and unpleasant. She talked about blowing up a mosque with the people still in it. Julie Sweeney, she pleaded guilty. She's been given 15 months in prison. Now, that's probably right. We can argue the toss of the length of it, but it was a pretty horrendous thing to write. And the idea that a human among us could even write such a thing. Yesterday, in addition to that, a judge said he would like to see those that played a key role in the UK riots should be charged with offences that carry a greater prison sentence with a maximum of 10 years. Instead of the current 5. So when they're sentencing at the moment, they can only sentence really up to 5 years. So think about that. Career criminals, 3,500 of these scroats among us, who've committed maybe 50,000, 100,000 cases, have never gone to jail as a result of it. You do something. I'm not suggesting anyone who goes to a protest or a riot or writes something on Facebook is a good egg either. But you definitely go to jail for that. You don't go to jail for 100,000 offences. I mean, good Lord. Unbelievable. So we've also got a situation where we've got a scheme where people who own zombie knives and machetes will be paid a tenner if they hand them in. Now, you're thinking, you made that up, didn't you? You cheeky little what's-it, Collins. You just made that. No. They're trying to get the zombie knives off the street. So what they're doing is going, here's a good idea. What if we pay people who carry a knife with, one assumes, the intent at some point to use it if they had to? Let's give them a tenner for their blade. Tenner for the blade, Governor? Yeah, I'll take it down there. Here's your 10 quid. I've got 10 of them. What, it's £100 then? Happy day. Where'd you get it from? Well, I nicked it. So your quid's in all round, really, aren't you? You nicked it out of B&Q or something, and now you've got 100 quid in your pocket. So it seems the only thing you go to jail for these days is writing bad stuff on social media. Beyond that, you get a reward for carrying a knife and no jail time for committing 50 offences. I mean, come on, something's wrong here. 0344 499 1000. I want all comments on that. I want the non-custodial issue of this story. I'd like to hear your views on that, how you can commit 100 offences and not go to jail. 50 previous convictions in more than 50,000 cases where people have not gone to jail either. I mean, this is extraordinary stuff. Having a zombie knife, which is already illegal, not only not going to jail, but actually getting paid a tenner for it. Writing bad stuff on social media, jail. So on that specific point, can somebody answer me this? Because I think we're all a bit conflicted on this one. What should be the penalty for someone convicted of making violent or racist comments online. So, for example, the woman who said she wanted to blow up a mosque with the adults inside it, and we've got some other cases pending at the moment where people are accused of almost starting the riot to begin with. What should the penalty be for that? 0344 499 1000. And we can say, well, she clearly didn't really mean it. She was angry and she was stupid. She's, by definition, clearly a moron. We can establish that without any other mitigating evidence. However, she's got 15 months in jail. So was it whatever it happened to be, it was a particularly brutal thing to want to write. And if she'd written it about your house with your kids in it, you'd probably have a very different view than the one you have at the moment. Would that be fair? Or would you just write it off and go, it's social media. People go nuts on social media. Everyone is part moronic on social media.